today's episode, we're going to take a look at AVD Hybrid. This is a preview edition. Looks pretty promising. Can't wait to get into it. So, if you're wondering what AVD Hybrid is, if you don't know already, let's have a look-see. There we go. Azure Virtual Desktop Hybrid Environments. First look. Hybrid deployment model. AVD Hybrid allows on-premise servers enabled with Azure Arc to act as session hosts in a cloud-based control plane. That part is pretty cool. Separation of control plane and data, Azure Arc integration, preview features and limitations. Of course, this is a preview. As you would expect, not much as far as support goes. Prerequisites. You have to be part of the Canary region in order to take part in the preview. Of course, outbound connectivity. If you have any firewall rules that prevent you from talking to the Microsoft resources, that probably will not work. And of course, you have to have the rules, have to have the permissions to be able to actually create the session hosts and the Azure resources required for that. The supported platforms, check this out. Windows Server, Windows Enterprise. Unfortunately, multi-session isn't supported. Windows 10, Windows 11, multi-session, not supported. That sucks, but what are you going to do? Let's get into EUP regions. As far as I know, it's East and Central that have EUAP regions for the implementation. And for this demonstration, we're going to use the Central region. Part of getting this going is that you have to prep your Azure environment for AVD Hybrid. So you have to go and have to register a couple of different services, a couple of different resource providers, just to make sure your subscription is ready. Host pool and identity creation. So now that we've got through with all the, what you need for the subscription, let's actually get into creating the host pool, which is the first part of getting going with this. So let's go ahead and do that. Desktops. I'm going to go to create host pool. And I'm going to put it in my AVD Hybrid resource group. My host pool name. This will be, of course, a name that's going to make sense to you. So HP dash, I'm going to call this hybrid. Dash, actually, I'm going to put this on my Hyper-V box. I'm going to call it Hyper-V Hybrid. Okay, we'll do that. And since I am in the Chicagoland area, we'll go ahead and put this as a central U.S. area. Foundation environment, no. I want this to be desktops. Host pool type, want to be pooled. Now there's this new feature inside of that you can do with host pools, which is create them dynamic. It's a preview, but that doesn't work with AVD Hybrid. So we'll just go ahead and we can pick an arbitrary number here. We'll say 5. All right. Cool. Let's go on to the next one. Session hosts. We don't want to add any session hosts here, so we'll just skip this spot. Register desktop group, the workspace. I already have one created, so I'm going to say yes. And we're going to call this Central US. That's where we want to put it. Management, tags. Let's go ahead and put our tags in, project. We'll call this Okay. All right, it's validating the environment. That's good. And let's go ahead and create. That's good. So let's go ahead and create the deployment. It shouldn't take very long. Okay. Once the host pool gets created, there's some additional steps we need to do. One of those is that we have to go ahead and create a host pool identity. Okay, yeah, we're all done here. Okay. So let's go to the resource. Okay, see we got our host pool. Vanilla stood up, not much there. Let's go in and go to manage. No. Settings. Oh, there it is. It's in settings. My bad. We'll click identity. And we want to assign a managed identity. We will make this system assigned. I'm not sure, I haven't tested yet whether or not you can use user assigned managed identity, but the preview directions say use a system assigned managed identity, so that's what we're going to do. I'll save that. Now here's a key part. You want to make sure that you assign, do an Azure role assignment, and for this Azure role assignment, we want to select it to the resource group, and as you can see, it already pre-populated the resource group where my host pool is in, which is correct. And for this, all we need to do is make it a reader, and we'll go ahead and save that. Awesome. Okay. Now that we've got that done, comes another fun part. Now we have to cut over to our, we're done in the Azure portal. We'll have to cut over to our local machine, and the machine that I have for this is a VM that's running on a Hyper-V system. But before we do that, we have to prepare and get this VM loaded into Azure Arc. So let's do that. So as you can see, I have a couple of Azure Arc systems already here. The one that I'm looking for is not here yet. So in order to add a machine to Azure Arc, you would go ahead and onboard an existing machine. Select the resource group that you will put it in. Of course, your region. For me, it would be Central US, the operating system, which is Windows for me. I don't have a SQL. And we're coming across a public endpoint, not using any private endpoints in this particular demo. And let's see, everything else looks about good. No gateways, no proxy server URL, authenticate machines manually. Okay, all right, then you would do next. Put in your tags, and then you would download the script. Now, I've already gone through this, so I don't need to download it, so I'm going to skip right to the point where I can connect to the machine. I already have the script pulled up. So I took the script, the Arc script, and downloaded it and saved it. And all I have to do is just run it. It's the first step to preparing your machine. Let's go ahead and do that. Cross your fingers, hope everything works well. All right. its way. This process takes about a minute or two, so just be patient. And what we want to see is once this is finished, that it shows up in the Azure portal under the Arc resources. Hey, that looks good. Installation of Arc management completed successfully. All right, it's asking me to sign in. This is good. Okay. Now we have to wait a couple more minutes. All right, and we're done. So let's go take a look and see what this may look like on the Azure portal side. Where were we? Let's go to, I do Arc Classic. I want to go to Machines, Azure Arc, and let's see. Oh, there it is. Look at that. SRV 2503. So that did not take long at all. Not at all. Okay. As you can see, there we are, SRV 2503. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Now what we want to do is we want to update our script that actually creates the session host and adds it into that host pool. Okay, so I need to update the resource group and the host pool name. So I'm going to go grab that out of the Azure portal. Let me see what I called it. Okay, I think I know what it is. HP Hyper-V Hybrid. There we go. HP Hyper-V Hybrid. That should do it. All right, and that's all we really need to do for this script. I'm going to go ahead and save it and run it. See what we got. All right, now there's going to come a section in here where it's going to ask me to authenticate. So I expect that the web browser will pop up here shortly. And I just recently built this machine, so that's why some of the PowerShell modules have to get installed in order to run this script. Okay. And if you can't tell, in the background there's something running back there. So I'm going to go grab this device code. And we're going to go. There's my device code. And again, I have to authenticate. All right, now let's go back to our PowerShell script. Okay. It's still running. Now, what this PowerShell script does is, as part of joining the session host, this local machine, to the host pool, it actually has to generate a registration key so that the host pool or the VM knows which session host or which host pool to join for this session host, to join the host pool to. So it creates that registration key. That's very important. Don't want to forget that. And then it actually uses that. Hey, finally, success. Okay. So that took a minute. Now, once you get this screen and you can see that everything has been completed. Don't expect for the session host to show up right away. It takes a while. But while we're waiting, let's do one thing, because I like things to be clear. So this is the host pool that we had added this particular session host to. So while we're waiting on that, let's go down to applications. I'm going to change some things around. So, all right. I'm in applications here. Let's change some things around. Application groups. Yeah, let's manage the application groups. And I want this to say let's see, what do I want this to say? I want this to say hybrid desktop on Hyper-V, we'll call it pool B, because I already have some desktops already done from prior sessions, my testing, so we'll do that. Okay. Let's go home. Let's go back to our Hyper-V desktop pool. Still not there, but don't panic. It'll come. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to and show you what this looks like using the Windows app. So let's go ahead and see, give that a go. refresh this. Just gonna go ahead and update my workspace. Okay, you know what? I have to also give myself access to this new desktop group. So let me go to application groups. I'm going to go ahead and give myself access to it, so it'll show up. And I'll go ahead and grab my two IDs I usually do my testing with. All right. Now I've gone and added myself to that group there. Let me go ahead and refresh. Go ahead and refresh. See what it comes up with. It should have 3 now. Oh, hey, look at that. Group A, Group B. All right. So these are the 3 host schools I created that are all hybrid Hyper-V. I have 2 of them that are on Hyper-V, and I have one that's on a Zen server, just so you know that it'll work with any platform. And as you can tell from looking at the scripts, nothing really special in regards to that would make it think it's hardware platform specific. You just need to be able to install Arc and do the script to go ahead and onboard it into the session host. Really straightforward. I really like it a lot because even though it's kind of basic, because Citrix and Omnissa / VMware Horizon, they've been doing it for a while, but this kind of closes the gap in between some of those other VDI players on their platforms or those other solutions, because now you can actually take this and basically install this just about anywhere, on premise that is. There are some restrictions, some cloud platform restrictions. Now, I don't believe you can install on any hypervisor or hyperscaler, but as far as just using existing equipment, nothing special to do, unlike, Azure Local, which, when it first came out, had very specific hardware requirements, very detailed way of setting it up, and most folks found that challenging. Even when they paired it back and had Azure Local with the zero touch, that also had some challenges. I really think this is the best approach to running Azure Virtual Desktop on premise, because again, you don't have to buy new additional hardware. You can just use whatever you have in place. And I think that there's partners that Microsoft has, Nerdio being one, partnership with Nutanix, and I also want to say Login VSI, because they have Hydra. They stand to make this even better, because what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking scripts and running it manually. If you can imagine being able to take it to the next level, injecting this into your imaging process, which is the way that you would want to do it. And there's products out there like Nerdio where you use scripted actions. that will allow you to take this process, put it in your put it as part of your imaging, and spit out an image for not just one but multiple ones, and do that whole orchestration piece, which they are fantastic at. So for that, you know, I'm really excited. So let's take a look at what we actually have. I'm going to pull up one of my hosts that's already there, Hyper-V host, session host, so you can kind of see what it looks like. And this, again, is running on a Hyper-V box. All right, and you can see it. You can kind of tell they're trying to locally on my LAN. Look at that IP address. You know that's not an Azure one. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and log out. Now, I'm gonna spin up, connect to one that's on the on a Zen server. So give me a minute. This is a totally different platform, totally different hardware. Now check this out. This was something that was, from my end, unexpected. I'm in the Windows app, and don't know if you noticed, but I was able to sign right in. Didn't get prompted for any additional credentials. It signed me right in based on the credentials that I signed in with the Windows app. You say, hey, look, that's no big deal. However, my on-premise domain is dorchtech.lab, while my on Microsoft vanity domain is dorchtech.net. Yeah, I know, right? And you want to know the kicker? Everything worked flawlessly. Didn't have to change a thing. I can connect to all my local LAN resources. It actually automatically mapped my vanity domain ID to my on-premise domain ID. I wasn't expecting that. I thought for sure I'd have to log in with my on-premise ID, but it took care of that for me. Good job, Microsoft. Please don't fix that. So yeah, this is what it looks like when you've already got it set up. We'll go ahead and sign out. Let's see if the one we just added has already come into that session host. If it has, we'll connect to it. And let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got cooking here. Again, this takes a minute. So, not ready yet. We'll give it about 5-10 minutes. Come back. Again. Hey, and we're back. So, look at that. Our newly added Hyper-V machine has showed up in the host pool. Very cool. Very cool. All right, now let's see if we can connect to it. Let's give this a go. Oh, let me go ahead and switch over. Oh, hey, look at that. There it is. I always like to see the connection details. Okay, And I'm gonna do it one more time because I'm not sure if I switched over and you saw me actually connect, but we'll do that again. Sign out. And we'll go back into pool B. Yeah, it's pretty zippy too. Well, how cool is that? So what was that? About 15, 20 minutes worth of work. If you can imagine this being orchestrated and with using a tool again like Nerdio, or if you take a hypervisor platform like Nutanix and the way that they do their provisioning, along with the orchestration of Nerdio, this can be a very powerful, very cool tool, and it should go a long way to helping close that gap for those that are looking to evaluate other platforms other than what they're currently using, be it Citrix or Omnissa. But very good, nicely done, Microsoft, and it's about time. So on that note, I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line on LinkedIn, and I'll get back to you. All right. Thanks. Have a good day. Talk to you later. See you next time. Bye.